Welcome back, everyone. So, we're hopping on the Valkyrie today. It's such a great little ship. It's really unfortunate to see how expensive it is, both in game and out of game. At any rate, I wanted to do a video. I actually had recorded the video on a Drake and a Mule on how to do this on a guide. Other people had already done it as well. That's why I didn't really rush to it. That being said, I wanted to kind of share my 2 cents on this. I'll call it a feature because it really is a feature. The insurance kind of feature that you have now in game that's been removed. So you can see I'm actually doing this live as of today, which it's been patched out. So it just comes down to what server you're on and whether or not it's been hotfixed already. So I was originally on a server that was hotfixed out, and then I found a server that was an older shard, so it's not been hotfixed. So I can still partake in this for a little bit longer, not too terribly much longer, just at any rate. Let's get into it. I just want to share my thoughts. So originally I wanted to discuss 4.0 as a whole. I have been enjoying it, so much so that I haven't really been able to make other content. I made some videos on it so far, and that's largely what I've been doing, is just the videos that I shared is what I've taken part in so far. There's so much more to do, and I haven't had time for it. I've just been trying to work on getting a baseline of AUEC, kind of getting the ships ready that I want, buying the components, anything you do when there's a wipe. So it's been fun from that perspective. It's unfortunate there's been quite a few people, potentially thousands, that were unable to play since its release due to, essentially getting into a server and then getting kind of locked out of that, or getting locked in with that server and possibly getting their account. I think it was like temporarily deleted. I think the way that CIG kind of explained it, more or less, their account got corrupted. So it's unfortunate to see that happened. But all in all, I think 4.0 has been a pretty good experience. Again, for those that are not a part of that particular hopefully small, I actually don't know. We don't know the numbers. Obviously, there's quite a few people that contributed, but anyone can contribute to the issue council. So it's hard to say, again, what the real numbers were. But all right, my heart goes out to those that had to deal with those shenanigans. That being said, when I saw this is a really great feature. So this ability to, I'm not going to call it duping. For me, duping is the ability to just duplicate something, usually at no cost, or not inferring any particular penalty or really its cost associated with that particular duplication of an item. In this case, you're having to pay in-game money or out-of-game money. So in some instances, like the P8 that was for CitizenCon, my understanding is it's pretty cheap to duplicate that particular one or to use the restoration feature because it doesn't have an in-game associated cost with it. So that being said, I can see how, again, you're having to pay for it out of game. So obviously you're not paying for that many numbers of it, or repetitions of it, so they probably need to have an associated cost with it. But at the end of the day, I think this is a very useful quality of life feature they need to put back in. It's impossible to say completely why they took this out, because this is another thing where they're constantly CIG is looking for feedback, but then they're kind of closed lip on what has occurred here. So if it's just item duplication or item insurance using of this feature for both guns and armor, that's one thing. Now, it's possible that people were able to, let's say you bought commodity gold at a really low cost area, and then you were able to bind that to your equipment on your ship. Like, let's say I filled my Valkyrie here with a bunch of gold back here, and then I bound that to my equipment manager, and then I was able to just repair it or sell that commodity, unload it, and then repair it and do the same thing over and over again and resell it at a higher cost place. I can see how that's really bad. But if something like that wasn't going on, they were light on the details, because it appears some people have been able to do some commodity duping. I don't know what those details look like, and it had to do with this repair feature, so I can see how that's a problem. But as far as armor and weapons and stuff are concerned, I think this is a great feature. I definitely hold that. I think those that have I'm not saying any other take, but those that have a take that it's unnecessary, I think are lost the plot or something. I don't know. I can't get on board with that. So yeah, this really is just to give feedback and again, further share support that we want a quality of life feature. This is something that people have been crying out, if you will, or dying for, literally in game, because they essentially die and lose all the stuff that they've either worked towards or they've lose the stuff that they actually purchased out of game is ridiculous. It's something that needs to be claimable. I think they've put so much time in the claim and insurance for ships. They should do the same for these items that you can purchase in the store. I'm not going to, hound too much on it, but I think this was a great quality of life feature, and I think the idea that it's just gone away is pretty ridiculous. I think it would be great to have this back Again, it's a nice quality of life. Maybe retweak the costs on things so that when you're doing this, they're at the required cost that they think maybe weapons need to be. Same thing with armor. Maybe do the same thing there with armor. But at the end of the day, I think this is a big missed opportunity here and a bad way to start off 2025. To say, hey, look, we can actually do something cool like this, and then instantly take it away. Like, oh man, sorry, that wasn't intentional. That's really bad luck. So, yeah, again, I still want to commend CIG for getting 4.0 out because it has been a fun experience and I've been enjoying it. But as far as this particular area is concerned, I think this is a misstep here. That ideally, if enough people can give enough feedback with, hopefully they can decide to reverse course here and bring back something at least very similar in the very near term. Even at 4.01 would be great. Anyways, hope you're all having a good time with 4.0. Again, I recommend people sharing feedback about this, wherever they can, so the CIG can see it, and hopefully we can get something like this back in the future time frame. Again, if it needs rework, that's one thing, but they need to communicate with us, like what's going on here, because we are the backers. It's just like investors. It's like suddenly having something maybe on the menu and then pulling it off the menu and not telling your investors, we are investing on this. We are investors to this company, essentially, more or less. And I mean, maybe that's I'm thinking outside the box here, and it's too much of a reach to think that's the case. But for me, that's where I see this. And others may not agree with that. But if you took stuff off, features and stuff like that, there is issues with that. And I think this is such a great feature. And if people are, looking to get this feature, I think it's something they should be making available. Anyways, thank you all for checking out my video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.